Welcome, everyone. We are so glad you're here. Some of you will be joining in just from the new members breakfast you also participated in, so you will have heard some of our welcome already, but we can't say it enough. We are so glad to have so many people here. So just to start with, a little bit about me and who I am. I am the current ISASH president for just a few more days, and then I will be passing the gavel over to Michael Pate. I have been an ISASH member since 2010, but before that, I was born and raised in rural Ontario by a farmer who became a trucker. We lived surrounded by pork, beef, and dairy farms and cash crop, and I played in all of those farms. So I'm the kid that we all need to worry about. But there's a little bit about me in my job. Well, I live in Guelph, which is Ontario's agricultural hub. Most things that have anything to do with farming in Ontario, Guelph is where it's at. And in my job, I manage partnerships and relationships and a program of about 400 rural volunteers to help us develop and deliver agricultural health and safety to farmers and their families. So I have partnerships with some of our members here, and this is a great place to meet those people who can advance you in your health and safety career. So as I said, ISASH member since 2010. My first conference was in Wilmington, North Carolina, and I was made to feel especially welcome there. And that's the goal of this next hour, is we want to make you feel just as welcome. So one of the key benefits of ISASH for me has been those opportunities for networking and collaboration, mentorship from respected peers. There's no one in our midst who doesn't want to help you do better in your career, or who may be working on something similar to what you're doing. So it's a terrific place for personal and professional growth, and just from innovating health and safety solutions, for instance, the one that I'm so geekily holding up there for you is a flip chart that I developed for Mennonites in Ontario based on an idea that I saw at my second ISASH conference. Someone had developed something similar for Spanish-speaking migrant workers, and just the opportunity to morph and synergize the information and find a way to use what I was learning there to connect with our needs in Ontario. So that, and if you haven't looked at that other picture there on the slide, look at those kind and helpful faces, and that's just some of us here. Everybody there wants to help you do better in your career. So reach out and get to know somebody this week. So I'm proud to say that as of about 9:30 this morning, we had 140 people signed up to participate in this conference with us. So that's 139 people beside yourself that you can get to know this week. So as we said in the new member breakfast, and as you'll hear each of us say, your experience at ISASH, whether we're in person or not, will depend on how much you put into it. So it'll be as positive and fulfilling as you make it. I think we've set the stage and for learning and sharing, so we hope that you'll go for it. I just wanted to talk just briefly about a couple of highlights from 2021. We all know it's been an unusual year, but I'm really pleased with the work that the board has done to pivot from some challenges that, well, there was a pandemic, right? So to pivot to virtual, so that although we can't be together, we have created a forum and given everyone an opportunity to stay connected and do the sharing that's so important to us. We've gone from having 6 countries on our member roster in March 2020 to now, well, some of you know the number, and there's going to be a quiz in a moment. Several more than 6 is the answer. Beyond that, I think the board has encouraged ongoing conversation. We've put on forums and workshops in IMN, which is our ISASH member network. We have established a strategic planning ad hoc, because we are only going to be as strong as the members in our midst, and only as strong as what we learn from listening to those members. So we've provided opportunities for member input, from helping the board make a really difficult decision with regards to whether we could in fact put on an in-person conference, putting out surveys, and nobody loves a survey, but putting those surveys out has really helped us know what matters to our members and help to meet those needs. So, and we thank you for replying to those surveys, because it certainly helped us make those tough decisions. So we've also Other things like the one that's out now, we have a strategic planning survey out now. Again, the board and the leaders of this organization in long range planning and in our endowment fund trustees, we need to know what matters to you so we can shape the future of the organization. And even fun things like starting a history ad hoc committee to just share and well, you're going to see some of the fruits of their labor as well, but to share the rich history and the legacy of this organization. Find some of those masters that you're going to hear from during this week. You can join them in the hospitality suite that's being hosted by them. You can listen to the session and see the videos that have been done of them. But those people have the stories that just remind us of all of the strength and the value of this organization and why we're all here. So I'm really pleased with that. That was a fun committee and continues to be just such a rewarding one. And beyond that, come to the annual business meeting. I know it's the annual business meeting. It's not typically the best attended session of this conference because it sounds, well, business, boring, but that's the opportunity to really understand how the committees that make us so strong work together, how they support our mission, how this organization ticks, and just learn more about our structure, hear about more about the past year's challenges and the successes that we're prepared for in the future. So I think that's really it for me, other than one of the key messages I want to share that although we're not in person, I will always remember my first conference in Wilmington when I was just so warmly welcomed first time there. And I just want to make sure that that's how welcome we make you feel today. So with that, I'm seeing a text from Micah that the poll may or may not work. How are we doing, Micah?
I'm not technically sure about the poll at this moment.
Okay, well, there's always a backup plan. So if in doubt, we can see everyone's chat. I'm just going to open mine. So with that, if you're ready, just I will ask the question. So if you want to go to the next slide. How many countries are currently represented among our members? It was 6 in March 2020. Oh, look at that. Thank you, Micah. So everyone click on the answer. How many countries are represented in our online community in IMN, ISASH member network today? Oh, it says hosts and panelists cannot vote.
Yeah.
But everyone else can?
Yeah, it should be. Everybody else should. Mm-hmm.
Remember the thing where I said we're pivoting and we're learning as we go here, but we're determined to make sure you all have a wonderful experience. So I'm hoping that you are able to click into the poll and provide your answer.
We have 52 out of 59 have answered so far.
Nice.
Yeah. Thanks, Brad, for letting us know. Thanks, Melissa.
Okay.
55 of 59.
Ooh, we're getting there.
Okay, come on, you last four. How many?
Come on, we need to pay attention. Quit multitasking.
6 in 2020. How many are with us today?
Now we need one more person to vote.
Come on, the pressure is on. Quit checking your emails. I know we're all doing it. Okay, my vote's 100. What do you say? We got the last person? Do we have 100 countries? We should play some music like doo-doo.
Well, you singing is great too. All right, Micah, let's call it closed. And the answer? Did you get the answer, Micah?
I'm
assuming it's 17.
That is correct. Can
Yay.
To my next slide, please, Micah Petrie. There
Look
you
at
go.
that.
17. Oops, too fast. Go back. Go back.
One more. There we go.
Keep back.
Man.
You're going the wrong way.
Why did it go in the first part?
While Mike is doing that, the correct answer, as you've gathered, is 17. So from ISASH, or formerly NIFS, being mostly in the US in the mid-1970s to today, we now have 17 countries communicating with us or networking with us in our ISASH member network. That's the IMN. 17 countries, 2 Australian states, 6 Canadian provinces, and 32 US states. So, and that number 250 plus is still true. It was rapid fire this morning with people joining in at the last minute to join us on the IMN. So we are very, very pleased with that. So as you can see, despite a pandemic, we stayed strong, we continue to grow. We're very proud of that. And with that, this morning, we're actually pleased to have presidents from 4 different countries able to welcome you. So it is my pleasure to introduce Risto Rautiainen to tell you a little bit about himself, where he's from, maybe a bit about the ISASH legacy and some international opportunities. So over to you, Risto.
Hey, thank you very much, Sandy. I think I could almost represent 3 of those countries, starting from Finland and then Canada and then USA currently. So my current job is being professor at the University of Nebraska Medical Center in Omaha, Nebraska. And I'm director of the Central States Center for Agricultural Safety and Health. And I got into this profession quite early on when I was doing my agriculture studies at the University of Helsinki. And my master's thesis was about protecting the people from getting entangled in power takeoffs. And so I did my first master's study on one of the issues that still is an issue that we need to deal with, although I think things have been getting a little bit better, but we still have a lot of injuries and fatalities from this old problem. I learned quite a bit about the safety also growing up on a farm in Finland. Many incidents come to mind where we could have had very serious injuries, but luckily did not have anything too terrible happen on our farm when I was growing up, but really gave a good understanding how farmers work, how they are, and it is quite global. It is quite similar wherever you go in the world, how farmers are, how they work, what they work with, machinery, the animals, the buildings, the environment, the weather. We share a lot of the same issues still. And it's so nice that we now have an opportunity to share some of these experiences from a big number of countries around the world. So yeah, I joined ISASH, I think 1993, although I was also participating in meetings, at least in 92, if not earlier. And during this time since then, there has been quite a bit of growth and changes in the ISASH, which was then called National Institute for Farm Safety, NIFS. NIFS was pretty heavily focused on machinery types of hazards and issues, and the members at the time, many of them represented ag engineering, extension, insurance, those kinds of professions. And since then, it really has broadened. I think especially when NIOSH funding became available, then a new group of people started joining ISASH, and it has really broadened the areas of expertise and areas of focus that everybody works on to really represent the broader health, safety, wellness areas that farmers and agricultural workers deal with every day. I think the conferences also have maybe developed quite a bit, the in-person ones especially. You know, some of the early conferences I remember, the board meetings used to go till 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. and they were very serious. But I think now there's also sort of a new generation, new way of doing things. And I think the conferences have been just lots of fun. And so we hopefully try to get back to that in person next time. And I think that may be just about enough about me, but I think most people here know me from various conferences and things before. There might be actually more people in the world who know me as a musician, but yeah, I try to kind of keep them separate to some extent. Yeah, just want to welcome everybody and hope that everybody has a great experience, and we want to be as welcoming as we can. I've certainly experienced that welcoming from ISASH members before, so just happy to be part of the organization still and welcome everybody. So Sandy, I think you're muted.
Yes, Risto. And next is your chat storm. So we can go to the next slide, Micah.
Hey, yes, okay. So this is the new experience. Let's see if we can do this. So this is basically about flooding the chat box with tons of entries. And so this will be happening so that we have a question. You already see it at the bottom. You can think about what is the biggest agricultural hazard in your country. You can start typing it, but don't post it yet. Just post it when I say, now post it. So yeah, think about that. We will have some of these other chat storms later in the conference. So this will be a practice to see if and how it works. So these will be also recorded. So we will have some record later, what types of issues you're dealing with in your country or in your location where you are. So if everybody is just about ready with your special agricultural hazard where you are, let's do a count to 5, and when it's 5, then everybody post at the same time. Let's see if it works.
And Risto, I'm just going to interrupt. Melissa made a very good suggestion. If everyone, when you have typed in your answer in the chat, make sure that your message is going to go to everyone, not just one, because you can pick to speak to just one person. Make sure your answer is going to go to everyone. So if you can just check that, and then Risto, when you're ready to count down.
Yeah, good point. I've already sent some notes to just one person when I wanted to send it to everybody. So okay, here's the count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Post.
Oh, that's so awesome! I'm so happy! This is great!
Yeah, the name is Michael.
I'm sorry you're not excited about it, Michael.
I don't know about you, but it just went boom.
I think we certainly created a storm. It's great.
Wow. And yeah, just to reiterate what Risto said, we will be keeping this. So as you know, future programs or workshops throughout the year are planned, we know what people are interested in or what they need to learn about just from this sort of thing. That was the first thing on your mind. That's what we want to talk about. Wow.
I would just like to mention that a lot of these talk about tractors, and there's an interest group that I'd like to pick a little plug for that you can join, and we can direct some conference activities. We just need to flex a little muscle. As you can see, we're all interested in this.
That was great.
And back to Sandy, I guess.
Well, then I will introduce next Peter. So welcome, Peter. I thought there when we were planning, Risto was going to introduce you in a rather comical fashion. So I think you've dodged something there, Peter. But over to you to welcome everyone.
All right. Great to be back at the conference. I really like the conferences. My background, I'm a farmer boy from Sweden. I grew up on a mid-sized farm on the southwest of Sweden, and of course there was a lot of dangers there. I had some incidents and had to go to the local doctors now and then. And when I was 6-7 years, he said, "Peter, you have been there so many times. I don't want to see you here anymore." So I said to him, "No, I don't want to see you either." So then I managed for many years. So, by coming into health and safety, that was by coincidence. I wanted to be a construction engineer, but so I ended up in a department of farm buildings, and then they had projects there on health and safety, and I thought that was much more fun and interesting to work with humans instead of construction and drawings of buildings. So, and that was a long time ago. So I'm been former assistant there. Now since I'm quite many years a professor of work science. So I work with health and safety in agriculture. My main interest right now are injury prevention in different ways, how to prevent injuries in agriculture. Mental health issues is now a growing thing in Sweden as well we deal with. And rural crime is a big issue. We have problems with animal rights activists. We have gangs coming and stealing things from farmers and so on, and that affects the farmers and the farm families in different ways. So this is, I think, another type of problem you don't talk so much about. And since working in such a small subject when it comes to working like in a university or something, I think that working belong to a collaboration like ISASH, that's have been really my driving force. You get new energy to be involved in this major big family. I would really say like it's a family. I wasn't that very old when I attended my first ISASH conference. This was actually not the United States. It was in Canada, in a small place, Kitchener, outside Guelph in Ontario, Canada. And it was interesting. I had my kids with me and my wife at that time, and we had really a great time. We went to the Niagara Falls and things like that. So it was really a nice combination of a visit and interesting. After a few days after the conference, we went to another conference in Montreal, and that was not that type of conference. It was they talked about it's Mr. Professor, and it was so polite, everything. It was so not a family type of conference. So I think ISASH, that's where I belong, because I really like atmosphere. Everyone is so good, and we have such a good time together. So I continue to travel all this way from Europe over to the United States or Canada, and attended more than 20 conferences over the years. And the highlight of course, my ISASH involvement was that I was elected to was the president during 2018 and 19, and I belonged to the board of directors for 2 period times, and such a great team. So I would say that the ISASH have been my best inspiration network. I mean, you get so much good energy, a lot of good ideas. You can ask your network for contacts or ideas or solutions, or if they have references and so on. So it's been really a great network for me. I think that's kept my energy to be working in this. So I would say to all new members that you pick the right organization. I'm a member of other organizations as well worldwide, and I know about a lot of others as well, but I think this is the very best organization you can join, be a member of if you in this field. And you can get access to both national and international networks, and you learn from others, and you can share your experiences and knowledge. So it's a great time, and I wish you really much welcome to ISASH. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter. And we still have one more job for you, and that is to run the poll, the next poll, if Micah can pull that up.
Oh, yeah. So we want you to answer this question. Was the former name of ISASH? I hope you have a good memory now. Was it the National Insurance Safety Hedge Fund? Or was it National Institute for Farm Safety? Or was it the igloo shops or South House? That was a tough one. Or Farm and Ranch Safety Community of Practice? Well, I want to have lots of good answers here. So you may now vote, please.
You're so polite, Peter. Please vote. Okay, and Micah, you can keep us posted on the progress because we can't see how we're coming along, how many people are voting.
53 of 63.
Ooh. Hey, Sandy, I had mentioned, there was a mention in the comments as far as the chat. So be sure to check out our interest group areas to Wednesday of this week at 4 p.m. Central. Be a great opportunity to focus on a variety of topics that you might be interested in, specific to where you're at in your career of agricultural safety and health. So just want to put that plug in there. So thanks again for those comments. We look forward to keeping you engaged.
7 more people need to vote. 7
Okay.
more people.
And thank you for that comment, Bob Ahern. Yeah, since 1973, we have that maybe is something that would be nice to record in here as well. If members would like to put in the year of their start date, it's just nice to see. We know that some of you have been dedicated to this organization for a very long time, and that's very important to keep it going. All right, let's call it, Micah.
There we go. The answer, National Institute for Farm Safety.
Obvious, if you know it, right? Well, thank you very much, everyone. So next slide, Micah. Keeping you on your toes, Mr. Petrie. All right, so let me introduce Michael Pate, our incoming president for 2021-22.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. This has this is exciting to see how this organization has pivoted in delivering virtual content, and so I'm coming in as I'm exiting the board of directors. I'm no longer will be a voting member of the board of directors, but I'll serve as the president of the organization for 2021 to 2022. We're excited about that upcoming year. We have gotten a lot of things in front of our membership. Strategic planning is one of those big things that we really want your input in. So we're going to be making sure that we highlight that survey here a little bit later. So check your chat box to find that link. So we're gonna be talking about that in just a moment, but just a little bit about myself to get to know you. I find myself, who am I? What is my identity? And what I find myself saying to myself in the mirror is that I'm an advocate for farmers and ranchers. So what I think about when I go to work every day is I think that people are really central. Like without people, how would we have agriculture? It's really pivotal to have sustainable agriculture. We hear about sustainable agriculture, and we hear about how we want to make sure that the production that we production that we have is sustainable for years to come. But we in agriculture, we see that farmers and ranchers face a higher rate of injuries and illnesses than other industries here in the U.S. And I'm just excited to be a part of this organization that looks to reach out to new generations and bringing students in. And we also gather information from those masters and bring them in. And we have a network where we can function together and learn from each other. So I'm really excited about what ISASH has to offer. So a little bit more about myself. I hail from Arkansas in the USA. My grandparents, and growing up through the summers and then on the weekends, I was around farming. I was around broiler chickens, production-based, high production-based with Tyson's, Pilgrim's Pride before that. They also ran beef cattle, cow-calf operations, and some stocker calves that would be raised on grass and then shipped over to feed yards to be finished. When I think about why I joined ISASH and why ISASH for me is it allows me to lean in, allows me to get support for the things that I'm doing. I know that the mentors that I have include Aaron Yoder, Dee Jepson, Dennis Murphy, Bill Field. Those individuals are the folks that have really come alongside me and brought me along. I remember going to one of my first meetings with Dennis Murphy and Aaron Yoder and Dee Jepson, Bill Field. And Bill Field couldn't remember my name, but he was really nice to me. But for a long time, he couldn't remember who I was, but he remembered I was from Utah. But we got started on lots of different things, whether it be confined space research, tractor safety research, but it's really been those individuals that come alongside me to help me go where I'm going and making sure that I'm successful. So that's really important to me when I think about why ISASH allows me to lean into those individuals. Where I think we're going towards community. When we have moments like this, moments where we have a challenge that is monumental, that mountainous, that we just have this, like you think about Mount Everest and we can say, we're going to come together and we're going to move that mountain and we're going to come together as a community. And I think we're seeing that here in this virtual conference, and whether it be from the new members breakfast to the master session, we have the ability to move mountains, and mountains can be different sizes for everyone. So let me ask you this question as you think about coming to this conference. What's your mountain you're going to move today, and who are you going to have help you with that? So thank you, everyone. I'll turn it back over to Sandy. I think we're going to do a chat storm next, right?
I was just going to say, I'm going to turn it right back over to you because this
Good. I can't get out of this. Okay. Remember, this is a chat storm, and I am so excited. It was wonderful to see you guys paid so good attention. I mean, we're just going to have this prompt. It's going to come up. See you there at the bottom of the slide. We're going to ask you this. What do you see? Remember, previously we saw what was the biggest hazard. Now let's think about what is that biggest innovation that you've seen address farm safety or health, if you'd like, in your country. So please be sure to type that in, but hold on before you press send. Don't hit send yet. We're going to have a countdown, and then we're going to see everybody's answer real quick. And it's going to be so awesome and fabulous. I'm just excited to see it. If you can't tell already. So let's give you a couple more seconds. Now we're thinking about that hazard you mentioned earlier. A lot of you folks said tractors, machineries, even the operators. Some folks said pesticides. Some folks said other issues. We can't name them all right now, but we can look back at that chat list, and we're going to all record this, and we're going to have this so that we can have this record of this historical moment of our second chat storm in ISASH history. Just know that you're part of this. You are part of history. Now, on the count of down, we're going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And instead of like Risto, we're going to go down. Okay, so just pay attention, okay, because I'm going to flip it on you, okay? We're flipping it, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to go, I hope you got it in your box. Okay, we're going to make sure it doesn't have to be complete sentences, but, close is cool. All right, so let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, boom.
Wow.
Thank you, everyone. This is some great information. I love these topics. A lot of them coming up with technology, rebate programs, incentives, the different types of delivery of our programming. This is great. A lot of technology. I think we're looking at a theme here for our next conference. Hopefully, it'll be face to face. We're positive thinking.
Yeah, this is terrific. I mean, it's so helpful for the board, for future planning committee, absolutely, for ongoing workshops through the year, interest groups.
All right, so up next we have Sandy Miller, and we're going to talk a little bit about how we're going to kick this thing off, even though we've kind of gotten really good and started.
I was just going to say, let's get this thing going. So yeah, this is the kickoff. We're so glad you're here. It's not in person. We so wish it could be, but we encourage you to just network, explore, connect. So I'm encouraging you to all make the most of the program, make the most of IMN. You can customize your experience to some degree in there. So if you go in and you are RSVP or click I'm going to every session that you want to go to, take a few moments extra and add those things to your calendar. And then I don't know if any of you've done that, but it's pretty awesome. Then you get the reminder in your Outlook, it's already there, click on the link. So we don't fully expect that everyone can attend every session that we have lined up for the next 4 days. So pick the ones you want to do. We know we're all busy health and safety people or students, whatever brings you here. We all are busy as well. So it's great you continue to do your work and get that prompt that it's time to join the next International Perspective session or whatever. So set yourself up. Another thing that some people have turned off their notifications in IMN. Well, maybe turn that back on for the next 4 days, or maybe you can set it so that you just get a notification once a day and you won't miss anything. You'll just get it all at once. So make it your own and make it work for you. I really encourage you to do that. Look for and explore, look around. I mean, everything, if it's got a light blue box, or even if it doesn't, click on it and check it out, see what's in there. So check out, some of the committees are open, so you can also look at those as well. So come to the virtual hospitality sessions as well. Great opportunity to just network with people. It's not as much fun for sure as being in a room together, maybe with a glass of wine, a glass of pop, whatever's your fancy. But still, we make them as sociable as we can. We've got different themes for each of them this time, so we're trying to make it just a little bit different. We're even doing an international coffee chat tomorrow morning with Peter Lundqvist, so we can, welcome some of you who may not be in the central time zone. Maybe the earlier morning is a little better for some, so we're giving that a try as well. The other thing you'll notice is we tried to line this conference schedule up to look as much like our historical program as we can. So we've got most of the same content that we would normally have if we were in person, minus the field trips. But maybe we can make up for that next time we're together. And by not having the field trips, we were able to offer all of the sessions consecutively rather than concurrently. So as I said, maybe you don't want to attend every session, but if you do want to, you can. Unlike previous years where we have to put them all concurrent, and then you're trying to find a buddy to say, hey, I can't go to 2 places at once, so can you share your notes with me from that one? Because there's so much information being shared. So we're hoping that this gives people an opportunity to see and learn everything that they can or that they want to. We keep talking about these interest groups. So they are traffic, transportation, tractors and machinery. I think that's Michael's favorite. Not that you're not supposed to play favorites, Michael. Family, farmstead and leisure, and rural occupational health and safety. So we've got the whole gamut covered. So figure out which one of those you're most interested in. Those are Wednesday afternoon at 4 o'clock. Those are concurrent, but I'm sure nobody minds if you're new and you just want to pop into each of them for 20 minutes each and check it out. I'm sure that you would be welcome to do that. So those are open and jump in. The other thing that I said in the new members breakfast pretty much every year that I've been to it, and I'll say it again, is if you haven't, by the end of Thursday, if you haven't made a new connection or found someone who's interested in your work or you're interested in theirs, then you're not trying hard enough. So it's a networking opportunity. So reach out and, as Michael said, lean in and see what you can learn and who you can learn it from. And just on that note, also at my first conference, it was Bernard and Chip Petrie, Micah's dad, who said to me, if you want to get the most out of ISASH, get involved. So I did, because you can't argue with Chip and Bernard, and they were actually right. So I think that's my advice to everyone. Make the most of it, enjoy it, stay positive, look around. And Michael, did you want to add to that?
Yeah, just to follow up on that, we want you to invite a colleague, invite a peer to join us. I mean, we are a membership organization driven by our membership's interests, and then also our leadership is voluntary from our membership. So we are all about our members. So please invite your colleagues or peers to join us and check out the ongoing conversation through our virtual platform and the ISASH member network. We want you to keep these conversations going throughout the year. Another thing that's coming up, you'll see here in the chat box, I'm going to post a survey link. That survey link is to help us as an organization. We want to help shape the future of ISASH. So ISASH is as strong as our connection with their membership. And so organizational leaders want to hear from you and what matters to you. So please fill out that survey, complete it. It's an engagement survey. We want to look at how we can keep this going. This survey link will be open through the end of the day on Tuesday. We're going to share some highlights from this at our annual business meeting. So, hey, some exciting stuff at the business meeting, so you can come join the fun. Learn more about the endowment fund. The endowment fund is a great opportunity for our organization to fulfill our sustainability goals and to see what we can do with the funds that we contribute to further the organization into the future. So you can learn about what it stands for, the membership of that endowment committee or endowment fund trustees, and how you can contribute to the endowment to further the organization's mission. There will be a series of endowment fund facts, fun facts, posted throughout the week on IMN, which is our ISASH member network. So please log into that, check your inboxes, turn on your notifications. We want to hear from you. There will be a quiz on Thursday. Again, the teacher and me will have a quiz, so check your learning on Thursday. With that, I'm going to turn it back over to Sandy.
And in answer to the question that's in the chat, yes, Melissa and everyone, it is the same survey that was sent out late last week. So if you've already done it, thank you. And if you haven't yet, there's still time. We'll keep it open all day today and all day tomorrow. So thank you for clarifying that for us, Melissa Punkelman. Okay, next slide, Micah. Okay. Just feel like pausing for a moment to just think about how thankful I am for the people on this list that really helped us. You know, it's one thing to put on an in-person conference. We know what that looks like. And we did do this last year, and we learned a lot from last year. And this group of people on the screen helped us take those learnings from last year and apply it to what we're trying to provide for everyone this year. So thank you so much. I'm going to name each of you. Everyone can read, but I just want you to hear your name and know that we, the board, we're all thankful for the work that you've done to help us get to today. So Alan Dyson, Gretchen Mosher, Jana Davidson, Jim Caraba, Melissa Pluckelman, Michael Pate, Micah Petrie, of course, Micah, and Scott Heiberger, and Steve Freeman. Thank you all so very much. And I know I can speak for others when I say your efforts are appreciated. So I just wanted to add about the Ask Me About ISASH. I'm wearing mine. There it is. I think Michael's wearing his. If we were in person, all board members, planning committee members, lots of people who've been around a while, we'd all be wearing our Ask Me About ISASH, because we want you to understand this organization and what this week can be for you. So it's a welcoming, mentoring environment. We've talked already about attending the business meeting and the awards presentation. The Endowment Funds Committee, they pay for awards to recognize some of the peers and leaders among us, and there are some awards being given out this year that we're pretty excited about. So we hope that you'll attend that meeting as well. Also, you'll hear committee reports and presented by the chairs of each of our standing committees. So that's, again, it's an opportunity to see those people who have, over their time with ISASH, stepped into leadership roles. And so we're really proud of them and the work that they do. And we want you to hear about that. Again, helps you understand how this organization works. And just can't stress enough, if you can't find it, ask. Before you get frustrated, ask. None of us prefer this virtual environment. We would all, I'm sure, rather be in person. But I mean, I've had my frustrations and Mike has heard them. And, you know, there will be technical glitches. There may be a few hiccups along the way, but bear with us. We'll be working them out. And if you have a problem, again, before you get mad, ask. You can use your IMN chat up in the top right-hand corner. You can chat to anybody in there. Everyone who is joined is there. You can just grab their name and send them a note, ask for help. And if you can't find it, post a question. So we want everyone to have a positive, inspiring, educational week, and we're here to help make sure that happens. So next slide, Micah. Look at those people. So this is the ISASH Board of Directors for 2020-21. Again, I'm really proud of the work that we have done together. We've rolled up our sleeves and we've stuck it out, and we've been through some challenges and some hurdles, and I am very proud of what we've accomplished. So this group has worked tirelessly this past year. We talk about, digging in or leaning in. Well, to go from, when I first started on the board, I think we usually met 4 times a year for an hour and a face-to-face in January. Well, this group has met almost every month for more than an hour and a half or two, and repeatedly in IMN and emails, and we're so connected, and we're doing a really great job. And we've even added a project management site to help us manage some of the admin stuff, so we can just keep on top of everything. So it's been a little extra work than normal, but I think we've done a good job, and we hope that you'll think so too. And we're all still here to help. So any of those people, how I said reach out in IMN if you're having a problem, you have a question. Remember one of the names on those slides and reach out. Sorry, board members, but I'm sure that we might get some chats to help people throughout the week. So again, we'll just make the most of this time together. And even if it's not to reach out for help, reach out to say hi to our board members. Okay, and that's it for me. Next slide is you, Michael.
As we close this session, we want to make sure that you're aware of all the sponsors that are making this possible. With our sponsor on June 21st, the National Farm Medicine, we want to say thank you. Our sponsor on June 22nd, I mean the 21st. The sponsor on June 22nd is our Central States Center for Agricultural Safety and Health. We thank you for sponsoring the sessions on that day. North Carolina Agro-Medicine Institute, that's a mouthful, but they are sponsoring our sessions for June 23rd and 24th. Our hospitality sponsor, because that's one of the exciting sessions that we all like to get to really network, is John Deere. We want to say thank you to John Deere. And then finally, as we close out this session, we want to say thank you to our ISASH Endowment Fund. The trustees were very gracious in allowing us to sponsor our closing guest speaker for this conference, which I think everyone will benefit from. It is a truly remarkable story, and it really will inspire you to continue the work that you're doing in agricultural safety and health. So again, thank you all to our sponsors. Please, if you see somebody from any of these institutions, please give them a big thank you. We want to say welcome again and enjoy the conference.
Okay, well, and that is it for our welcome. So again, just to remind you, go back into the program, click on those events that you want to attend, and let us know you're coming so we know to expect you. And with that, we're going to finish this, unless there are any questions in the chat that we've missed. I don't see any, Michael.
Nope, no more questions in the chat so far, but just again, the next sessions that's coming up is the International Perspective Sessions on Safety Culture. I think, Peter, you're leading that, correct? Yep, and it's going to be a good time. I can tell you, hey, look how excited Peter is. I mean, he is ready to roll. 11:15 Central. So be sure to check out the schedule on the conference IMN, and be sure to check that out. Click those links and tell us you're coming.
That's terrific. Okay, so thank you, everyone. We'll finish up a few minutes early here, which is great too. Do also make sure, even if you want to attend every single session, do please make sure to take just a short Zoom break between things when you get the opportunity. So let's do that now, and we'll see everybody at 11:15. Okay, thank you.
Peace out, homies.